have to understand and know who the fuck you are. Welcome to Girlfriends!
Hello there.
You are in for a treat.
Yes.
Friends and girlfriends.
You know, the show where friendship is the anchor and laughter is definitely mandatory.
You don't know what you're in for.
This is literally us typically, and today we are going to be rewinding down to childhood dreams, glow-ups, and everything that has made us the women we are today.
We're going to be exploring friendships, how it shapes us, how it challenges us, and how this became what it is today.
And how we as girlfriends show each other the mirror unapologetically, and how we lift each other up, and how we strive together to achieve our dreams. Like we manifested this on our holiday earlier this year.
Yes! So, buckle up.
Was it really a holiday though?
Well,
That was the whole
should have
point.
been a
It should have been a
holiday.
holiday, but we
we
ended
were
up working
working.
more.
But we ended up working and then manifesting girlfriends and thinking
Yes.
about girlfriends. And
Yes.
literally, we talked about girlfriends. Within a week, Emmy had already done, 100 episodes?
100 episodes of
No,
content?
I'd done 20 outlines. I'd done 100 ideas.
2 days.
Yeah. And then I came back to and did scripts.
And this isn't even your background, so we were just bowled over that this woman is on a roll.
It isn't. It isn't. I mean, you've got to remember that when I started out, I went to university to do nursing, but I did music and drama at the Guildhall. And then after a year, I had to decide, was I going to do my nursing or was I going to do music, drama? And one of my friends that went to the Radcliffe, she's now a multi-million-pound TV star, been on God knows how many films, this, that and the other. Hi, Tash.
Shout out to your favourite fan.
Hi, Tash.
Hello, Tash.
And then I decided that I wanted to go down that wellness group. So it was different for me. I mean, you've got to imagine where you came from. So...
Well, both of you also have the modelling backgrounds, which are amazing. I love it.
It's literally like lots of different things. It's literally Jane of all trades, master of all.
Jack of all...
Hello, empowerment, femme fatale, Jane, not Jack. You
Like
know.
English language and literature with electives in theatre, arts, fashion, PR, interior design, law.
I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
We're taking on the world, darling. One country,
But
and one
you,
vertical.
but you had an even bigger story.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even... Whereas I think we all had that kind of education, but yours had to stop so abruptly.
It did. It did.
You were given a had an old head on young shoulders.
So I was doing a site tour of a commercial plot of land in Leicester yesterday, and I was telling the individual that was visiting, who's sort of potentially looking at this and figuring out what to do next. Oh, hey, I haven't been here in sort of 20 odd years, and my second job was there. And he said, oh, what were you doing? And I said, well, I was an energy analyst for British Gas. Hello, British Gas. And then I said, but that wasn't my first job. And he said, well, what was your first job? And I said, well, my first job was when I was at college, because I started doing shifted all my education to night school and I worked full time. But my first job was with New Look. Hello, New Look. I still love your dresses. But
How many shout-outs in one so far?
lots of shout-outs. Well, you can sponsor our dresses for the next one. I'm just joking. But New Look, it was a flagship store that had opened in Leicester, and I didn't know what I was getting in for. I joined sort of in the run-up to Christmas rush, and I thought, oh, this is great. Get to see all these beautiful outfits and people coming in, and it's festive. I was, in the shoe department, and I wasn't allowed to leave. Well, we had the doors locked until the floor was cleared. So, I couldn't go and do my exams the next day because I wasn't leaving till 1 a.m. It was exhausting. And then sort of I took a turn and I was like, right, I need to figure out a way to work, study, do what I need to do in my personal life and get it all together. So that started at 16. And then I think the beauty about that, when I look back now, is that it taught me discipline. So the one thing is that no matter what I'm going through, I'm going to keep going, because even if I don't feel like it, I've got the discipline to get up and get on with it. And I think we all remind each other of that when we feel, last night I had 3 hours sleep and I drove 4 hours to get here. But the discipline to get up, and when we were exchanging notes, because even you were dealing with, a young child that's not well, it was just about that discipline. Forget everything else. If you've got the discipline to even get 2 or 3 hours of rest, get up and start afresh, you'll get through it, and here we are.
And I think that's the thing, is that you're talking about like what we wanted to be, it's about what we wanted to be when we grow up, right?
Yeah, right. No. Can I just say this? None of us are grown up. I might be 55. You might be in your 40s. You might be in 30s. But all of us act like teenagers 95% of the time. That picture you sent me, you look like a 16-year-old.
She does. My mum said that this morning. She looks 16. Beautiful.
16.
Sweet 16.
Okay, so when people...
It's literally...
No, you carry on. But when people, we do this all the time. So, but when people say to you, if you could look back at your 10-year-old self, what would you do now? And you're like going, yeah, I still act like a 10-year-old.
I know.
I'm just a more informed 10-year-old.
You're Barbie.
And I think that's the thing. When you talk about discipline, and you talk about what everything we have been through. We've been through hell and back. But with every experience we've had in our careers, in our work, there is that discipline. And it's something I was actually listening to. I love Alexander Usyk, the boxer. Hi, Usyk.
Hello. Lots of shout outs here.
But
Unintended.
there is something
But yeah.
he said during his last boxing match when he won, was literally when they asked him what does he do to stay motivated, and he says, I don't have motivation, I have discipline. And I think that's something that's really lacking in today's world. We kind of feel like once the going gets tough and we can't get ourselves out of bed.
Going. Sorry.
I agree.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. But it's literally about discipline. And when I look back at my childhood and everything that I had been through, my career, the abuse and everything else, it's basically the fact that I have always been very determined. I knew the kind of woman that I wanted to be. I wanted to be rich, successful, powerful, but not just, when I was younger, it was about all the money and the billions and whatnot. But as I grew older, I realized it was just about having sense of agency and being powerful, like not having to rely on anyone, but having some sense of power in the decisions I make and owning that.
But isn't that what we do with the companies that we run?
Exactly.
Because the fact is you've got the disruptors. So the fact is that we are amplifying voices. You've got Violet Simon, which is a platform for women. You've got Empowered Health, which is the wellness side. And then you've got Creative Pause for Life, which is the mental health. You've got your financial branding. All of this is because we wanted to break the norm, if you like.
Yep.
We wanted to convince other people that they can do this. And we've got to be... Most people would say, why are you out there? Why are you doing it? But we've got to get back to the point of why we have done this as friends, ultimately. Because okay, let me put it a different way. One of the biggest questions that when we've been going out and we've been talking and engaging...
Get out of my head, because I was literally about to say...
I know. Say it, Emmy.
The fact is that people are saying, how
you
in the
meet?
hell did you meet? How did you become
The
friends?
three of you, look at you.
You've got, no offence, man, you've got a girl from Nigeria, based in England for the past 11 years. You've got a girl that's from, I want to say from the slums of India, but not. But now from the slums of Leicester, but that's just as bad. And then you've got this Cornish wench that was officially born on the wrong side of the Tamar Bridge, but we'll let that one go. Well, it's true though. The fact is that you've got Mrs. Tiny. You're what? You 5'2"? You're 5'6". 5'3", 5'6". I'm 5'11". It's got giant to titsy witsy. You've got Barbie. I don't even know. You're just my pocket rocket. But there you go. She's the hurricane in heels.
I love that.
I've just got.
She's our beautiful model.
Heels?
She's our beautiful model. Yeah.
And it's Ted
It's all
Baker.
about
Oh
the
no,
heels.
they're done now.
Well, they might
I would have
come
just
back.
given a
You
shout
never
out to
know.
Ted Baker.
Yeah, we still like Ted Baker. Spent a lot of money on them
When
over
you've
the
got
years.
my hips, you don't get into Ted Baker, darling. Bit of sheen. We all like a bit of sheen. Anyway, that's by the by.
But yes, let's answer the question once
course.
and for all. How did we meet? But more importantly, how are we best friends? How are we sisters? How does it work? Because people look at us, look at the different age groups and look at the different ethnicities and look at the different backgrounds. I will say, though, that our background,
On an
not really-
educational level, it's very similar.
yes, not just on an educational level, on an experience level. We have been through a lot when it comes to our careers, grinding, in our personal life, the shit that we've had to deal with. And so we have that. And all three of us are empaths as well.
We say this, we're empathetic.
Yes.
But being an empath has been always a bonus. But building of our strengths is what brought us together. And then from that, you brought me to your first event, and that's when I got to meet the beautiful. I have to say, I was in awe of you initially.
I'm an awe of you.
I mean,
love
Beej,
My pocket rocket!
Beej is stunning. And I think it goes down to, I met Beej through the work that I do, through Violet Simon and Disruptors. But I think it's more about, like Emmy has said, the connection. We are all empaths, and I strongly believe that we've all been. We three of us have been through so much in life, and every challenge, every hurdle, somehow has brought our paths to each other. If I didn't go through the things that I went through that brought me to where I am, I would never have met these incredible sisters that I have. And with what I do, I remember the first time we had that lunch, remember, at that
Yes, in
Italian
Mayfair.
restaurant in
Yes,
Mayfair.
yes.
And when we hugged, we literally,
We hugged. It's love at first sight.
it was love at first sight.
My soul
And
knows your soul,
honestly,
darling.
and it
And the
felt like
same
we
when I
had
met
known
you.
each other.
Yeah, it
And
was
I remember
sisterhood.
we said to each other, I feel like I've found a sister
Yes,
for life.
yes, yes,
And I felt
yes.
the same way. And I went off skipping on the road like a happy kid.
But normally what we do,
Dorothy,
walking down,
Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz.
here we come,
Yes.
walking down the street. Yeah, okay.
But that is literally,
That's the
we
feeling we
told
had,
you
yeah,
lots
yeah,
of
yeah.
laughter.
Yeah.
So do you
okay?
believe that friendship is more important than family in that sense? The
Friends
fact-
are the family
Friendship
that you
is
choose.
that you are- yeah,
Friends
it
are the
is.
family that you choose. I can't, I mean, this has got nothing to do with my family, but I'm saying I could not have had a say in where I landed
Exactly.
on this planet, and then the people that I was surrounded with as a young child or a young adult. But as I became older and more conscious of protecting my peace and my energy, and as you mature and you evolve and you do life audits and life cleanses, as I was talking about earlier, I'm very conscious about disengaging shamelessly because it protects my peace, and anything that costs me my peace is too expensive.
Yep.
And in the same way, I'm very conscious of making sure that I invest in the relationships that matter to me, i.e. us, because those are relationships that are good for my soul on a
Yeah,
cellular
you want us
level.
all to succeed. That is your biggest strength.
I want.
That is.
I'm your biggest cheerleader. I want your
It is.
autographs,
We all are-
darling.
we are all
I
our
love you
own biggest
both.
cheerleaders.
Yes, you've
and
got
we,
to be.
we,
You've
we
gotta
think
be.
about how we can best support each other, how we can help each other grow. I'm sitting thinking, oh, this is what I want to do, and how can I get Emmy to do this and Beej to do this, and it's all about how we want each other to succeed and grow, and not just in terms of finance or career, but also more importantly with our health and
Yes.
with our well-being, because those are like the really most important things. It's not
I yes, but I think being friends with each other is about being able to boost that
Yes.
pose.
Yes.
So from my point of view, I do try and boost your mental health and your wellness.
exactly,
Yes,
and you're the
do.
health expert.
You do. I've got
With all
I've
of
got a
us.
medical expert in you and a mental health expert in you, and
Literally,
together.
You're the finance.
Yes. So we want to raise funds. Beej is your person.
wanna get
Advertising
well, don't
going
come
on
to me.
there.
Yeah.
Get in touch later. Yeah,
Having
yeah.
a meltdown and having perimenopause. Calling Emmy and crying on the voice note. What is happening to me?
And you want me to solve an issue any quicker than you? I'm going through it. In fact, actually, 10 years of it.
Changing the world and want the rest of the world to know about it. Sophie is your person. Hashtag disruptors.
Hello.
Where there's a wills, there's a way.
Of course.
But people say to us, though, you were saying when we were in Spain, you would go off and do something with Soph, and I would be doing my own thing.
Yeah.
I'd go off with Sophie, you'd be doing your own thing. You and I would do stuff. And so,
Yeah.
but people say two's company, three's a crowd.
Not at all.
And your view on that one, is it true?
I actually felt like it made it so much easier because we are all entrepreneurs. We've all had traditional careers and then become entrepreneurs. And what was beautiful was, typically if you go on a break with friends or even one other person, you're expected to give your time wholly to that collective of people, whoever that is, right? We woke up, I remember one of the days I was dealing with something urgent, you just said, fine, you deal with it and we'll see you when you're free in the evening, and vice versa. So actually, I didn't feel so guilty for focusing on my work and being sat on my laptop, because that was my priority for that day. I knew that you were keeping each other company and I would just slip in and join when my schedule allowed. And again, that happened for all of us. In those 3 days, all three of us had stuff to deal with. So I think actually 3 is a very powerful number because 3 is conformity towards strength in different ways, it's support in different ways. And I also think the connectivity between us, you and I connect on a particular level, you and I connect in a particular way. But when I combine the way that I connect with you and you, and we kind of look at the 3, for me, that is a full circle, so to speak, because we have so much that we bring to the conversation and also so much energy that aligns that actually we feel like, okay, they're different pieces of the puzzle that we together are solving for. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about life, philosophy, politics, business, family, whatever it is.
Sex.
That too.
Or lack of.
Yeah, the droughts. But the point is...
Slappy salmon.
You do know it's 10 a.m. But anyway, who says there has to be time? Somewhere it's midnight. But that's the point.
It's 12 p.m. somewhere.
Exactly. So I'll take that.
Okay, well, yeah,
We're doing this on water and coffee.
That too. But the point is, I feel that it makes us very wholesome. I'm one of 3 siblings, and I would argue that actually it's helpful to have, a 3 as opposed to a 2.
And
I had 3 brothers.
I
There you
think
go.
I think it's also really important because we're grown women and we're mature. And I don't say grown women in terms of just age.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
mental annuity.
yes, we are very mentally. So as much as we're not dependent on each other, we have worked on ourselves.
Of course.
We have grown to a point where we don't feel like we are in competition with each other.
I think that is most probably the biggest reason that
And
we are
it's
friends.
very critical in friendships. In my past friendships, that wasn't the dynamic.
No. Whereas here, we lean on any resource we can find to help each other.
Exactly.
We'll say, go, make this work.
We've
Exactly.
always done it. So what's your oldest running friend that you've got that you're still in touch with? Or has your dynamics as you've had friends developed?
Yeah, I think for me, that there is one person that you guys
Yes,
all know.
yes,
I've
you told us,
introduced you
yes.
to her before. We've been friends for about over 20 years. We went to school together, but she's the only one that I'm actually in touch with, and I want to be in touch with.
Yes.
Because there's the
conscious
intentionality
effort.
And that's
about.
exactly the same for
Do you
me.
understand? It's not like there are friendships like we talk about that come and go. There's the once in a twilight friendship that is a sisterhood, which is what we have, that
Yes.
it lasts forever. And sometimes you can be friends with somebody for 2 decades, 3 decades, but there is a different connection you have with somebody who you've met a year ago. We've not known each other as long as we've had our oldest friends.
Of
we've not been
course.
friends for 2 decades,
But
but it
we've gone
feels
through
like
we've gone through a lot in
together.
those 4 years.
And we've
depth.
connected, yes, and we've connected with each other.
Yes.
And I think that is so critical because of everything we've been through, and because of who we are. And I feel like somehow I think about this in terms of when we were all going through all the stuff that we were going through. I feel like everything that we have been through in our life was kind of leading us to each other.
Yes.
You know, the
Yes.
universe was just bringing us.
I
just
am
get
very,
it.
I am very
We
much
then
about the-
met and it became fireworks, like
Yes.
boom, oh my goodness.
Hello.
You know,
So thinking of that, two points that you would quote for Bij.
2 words, I can't do 2 words.
Or okay, a sentence.
I cannot do
You know,
2
what-
words, but I think with Bij, I love Bij. Bij is
love you.
my... Like,
can't stand the pair of
Well,
you.
it's just like we love each other so
the amount of messages we send each other saying "I love you." I think if there was any guy in my life, he'd be seriously concerned.
But she'll do voice notes
Yeah,
to me,
yeah.
and she'll go, so blah, 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 and I'm going, oh my God, she's waffling again. And I actually put it on 2 times so that I can get through it quicker. And then I slow it down towards the end, literally, and I'm waiting for her to say, love you.
Yeah, there was a
I love you,
and
love
then
you, love
she
you,
didn't.
love you.
Then she does it, and I'm going, where's the love
Where's
you?
the love you? I want the love. Anyway, sorry. Back to the question because I want to answer that.
Yes,
for Emmy
I
as
think
well.
because with Beige is grounded. Beige is grounded. She's very intuitive and sensitive, and I think it's something that we remember the conversation we were having. Beige, I'm very clear on who I am, and I know who I am, and I'm very proud to say that. Sometimes you forget, and that's why you
She
have.
waffles.
Yeah, but that's why you have Beach, because Beach helps me sometimes remember the
of
power
you.
that I have.
Power of you.
Yes.
Okay,
The
so
power of you.
And
that's
she,
you.
Yes.
That's that one.
And that's it. And then
And
for
her
you,
downside.
you walk yourself way too much.
I do.
Oh, we're all saying
I
the same
know.
thing.
I
know.
worry
I
for
know.
you, and I'm like, you need to slow the,
The whole
fuck
point of
down.
having that holiday. By
You
the way,
know-
I just have to put it, 2 years in the taking. 2 years to get us away for 3 days,
Yes.
4 days? So,
Yes, BJ, so she has so much going on, which is understandable, and I feel like you need to look out for yourself more. And I remind you of this
You do.
every time.
You do.
I tell
You
you
do.
every
I take
time.
that
And
You
you
need
with
to
her?
look
And you
out
with
for
her?
yourself more.
Well, I want to come to you first because since you're on a roll, Emmy first, and then we'll do
Oh,
so
God,
together.
help me. Go on.
Emmy,
One positive, one. It's not a negative, but it's
it's
something
not.
that
I don't
you
know
would.
with the negative, but with the positive is literally you live in my head. Meaning, we literally telepath. I'm thinking something, Emmy's saying it out.
Like you just did now.
Yes,
That's
and
sisterhood.
she's very intuitive, highly intuitive.
Is that the medical
And
side of me, though, do you think?
I think it's you.
I think it's how you are as a person.
It's
Emmy.
who you are. It's not just the medical
White
side.
witch.
It has helped you become.
I love
it has helped
witchcraft.
you succeed in your career
Yes.
with medicine.
Yes,
but
I'm all for it.
who you are is very intuitive. You
Okay.
read between the lines, and we kind of are very similar on that, and that's how we can connect. Sometimes we're sitting down and we're like,
go on, calm, because we've got to push this
yeah,
up.
but also-
Negative.
negative. No, you cut me off. No, how dare you? Don't you dare cut me off.
Okay, that's my negative. I'm an
Okay, darling,
interrupter.
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
You interrupt people, and sometimes I need to remind you and be like, okay, let them talk.
Yes, let them finish.
Let them finish their thoughts.
But when you're running to time,
you're
both you.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
it's not that. You do that. That's your thing. You cut people.
But you're
you cut
great
people,
at keeping everyone in check and
Yes.
keeping discipline. Even just with the example of this, right? In the first week, the amount of research you've done.
Yes.
And even when we met with our sponsor in London that day, we were sort of 5 weeks in, contract signed, branding done, Insta page launched, TM put on there. You're doing your piece. And I think I said to you afterwards, I'm so bowled over by the amount of work that you'd put in.
Yes.
And just how much heart and soul had gone into it. And I said, I love what Emmy's done. I don't think anybody else could do justice to this in any such way. And I'm really, really grateful. And I think I told you, but afterwards, I was saying, she's amazing. She's just blown me over. It's just amazing.
It's the ADHD, though. I think it has to
Yes,
be that.
but
It's my creative side. Because I see something that'll be my positive. So if I was saying about myself, I see something, I want something, I go for it.
But it's also
No,
heart
but it's also
and soul,
who you
darling.
are. You
You're
have a
also
large
dealing
heart.
with so many things. We are all dealing with so many things in the background.
Oh, don't you bloody make me cry.
You have a large heart, and it's one of the things I love
but
about you.
This year particularly, you have gone through some really serious stuff. Really serious
Yeah,
stuff.
well, what?
But the point is,
House burning down, what more do you want?
yes, exactly. And what did you say to me? At least there wasn't a funeral. It could have been worse.
Yes.
Your entire house burnt down. Everything you own burnt down.
But you like to see
You
the
saw the
positive.
light, and you said it could have been worse. I'm getting on with it, Bishna.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got
And I love you for
you've
that.
got to be positive, because if you don't, you just put your head
No,
in the
exactly,
sand.
but that inspires us. If I'm having a hard day and I crib about something, I'm like, nope, hang on a second. Take a leaf out of Emmy's book. But that goes back to what you said about being mature. I agree. I think there are people that are our age, older than us, in their whatever phase of life, and I see them behaving like children. And quite frankly, it's downright embarrassing, especially when I see couples like arguing on the street or, even in front of their children. And it's And I say this to my friends. I'm like, this is downright embarrassing. Beyond a point, grow up, resolve and solve. And if you can't do that, then quietly disengage from the drama.
So that starts from knowing who you are and healing.
Yes, the only way you can do that is if you do that inner work of who am I and what do I represent and what's my value system.
Yes.
My value system is not to engage in drama.
Yeah.
Right? My value system is, like you, to solve and resolve and to talk. Like you, to see the positive and gain strength from it.
Yes.
And try and give strength to people around you, because I don't want to be a dependent. If I can support people around me, great. But I never want to depend on anybody.
Yeah, but I think that's what makes us all strong. I mean, that's my description of you, is you are a tiny frame, but you have the biggest heart. You want everyone to succeed. That
I do.
I want to say.
Well, I love you both for it, because I do. I am manifesting stuff for both of you, like I keep telling you.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I love seeing you shine, and I get so happy when I see all your updates. I love it.
You wanted to drink prosecco, okay?
For
Before we
breakfast.
started for breakfast. But one of my downsides to you, if you want to see it, is that you are fantastic until the cocktails come out. So, and
So you got saved on camera.
Oh, yeah, but the fact, yeah, I wasn't talking about those kind of cocktails.
Savage.
But true.
Dangerous.
I mean, so you are this tiny little quiet, reserved person. And I was talking to her about it yesterday, and the fact is, get 2 glasses of wine. And in fact, actually, I wanted to scrub that out. You take 1 glass of wine and you are a completely different kettle of fish.
I come out of my...
You're just, as I said, you are my hurricane in heels. Ultimately, I would say that one. Vivacious, chaos, whichever.
But not chaotic in a negative sense.
No, chaotic with
Beautiful
grace.
chaos.
You're beautiful chaos with grace.
Oh, I'm taking that.
It's all... Of course.
But I think let's go back to how we navigate jealousy and the fact and what makes us us.
Are you jealous of me?
Absolutely not.
That
I
one
wouldn't
gives me a chill up my
I wouldn't
spine.
be jealous of me either.
Let's see. Girl, I was sharing with a friend the other day, and it was like, would you date a woman like me? And we both shared something with each other which said, girl, I would go to war for a woman like you.
Yeah.
Oh, I
would
like
go to
that
war
one.
for
I
a
like
woman
that.
like
Yes,
you.
definitely.
I love you both to the moon and back. And I think that's the difference.
Yes.
We don't have jealousy.
And I think, and that's the most important thing in how we are. It's like what we were saying earlier. We are grown, and it's not just being grown because for the sake of, we're, older and all, but because we have worked on each other.
Yes.
We have worked on ourselves first. We understand who we are. We are very confident in who we are, and we have a strong sense of self. And because of that, being empaths as well, we also understand that we are empaths and understand our energy level. We know what we can give and what we can give. And then we support each other with that. And that's what makes us, that's the magic.
That's fine, but then do you think that makes other people jealous?
yes. 100%.
Because I think that is the biggest problem when you have friends, because people look at you, I want what you've got, or I want what you've got, or I want what you got.
Generally speaking, I think, to your point about maturity and clarity, when you know who you are and where you're at, people have a perception of you being somewhere that is perhaps easy to get to. It's not. We
God,
have
I
all
wish it was
we
easy.
have all built castles with the thrones with the stones that have been thrown at us.
And burned
Let's
them
put
down.
it that way. Exactly. Literally rising from the ashes. But the point there is we will take the stones that are thrown at us and at each other, and we'll say, build, build, build. And there will be people who cannot just tolerate that, and they'll be sort of sitting idle thinking, well, I want what she's got, or I want what they've got, but I don't want to put in the discipline and the effort. And they will come and sabotage, and they will come and set things on fire.
But they will do. So you're almost at that point that you would say, if you could put it out there, what would you say to your friend, yourself, 20 years ago, or even when you were 10 years old? How do you guide yourself? For me, it would be saying, don't change anything, because that way you're never going to learn. Yeah. And I think friendship is a learning process, but it's learning together.
Of course.
Yes.
I've had my entire life trying to get everyone to like me. And I've spent my whole life.
We
I think
love
we
you.
all have.
We love you.
Yeah,
We've
but
all
you
been there
do,
seeking
you do.
validation.
Like me,
of
like
course.
me. You are my
Yes.
friend. I want you as my friend.
No.
And ultimately, I made that huge mistake. It wasn't until I was 50 that I suddenly realised I don't need all these people.
Oh, darling, you've got to shift the
Wheat from the
narrative.
chaff.
Yeah. It's if you have my time and attention, it's your privilege.
Yes.
And you have to work to keep it, because
Yeah.
I do a life audit and a life cleanse every quarter. And if you don't show up, then I will slowly disengage. You know, I think what you are doing now is you are in your empowered era.
Yes.
Okay, and on that one, I think we're going to leave it for now.
Oh, there's so much more we need to discuss.
so much, but
come out in lots of different ways.
I think what we've talked about before is basically finally concluding when it comes to sisterhood and friendship, it's a gift. My mom always says to me, friendship is a gift. And we've already talked about the fact that friendship and friends are your chosen family. So for anyone who is trying to kind of navigate what it's like and what if you feel lonely and what it's going to be like to have friends or going through a life audit or cleansing, Paige, what would you advise someone who's scared of doing and letting go of people who don't serve them? I'll come to that. And then for you, Emmy, what would be your advice to people on sisterhood and supporting that friendship circle that they have, and not ensuring that you talked about wanting to be liked?
Looking in the mirror, loving yourself first before you ever love anything else, and realise that in fact you are the anchor.
I would also add to that, to answer your question.
Yes.
You know, what do I look at? Over the years, I was very much a people pleaser when I was younger, and
same.
There, again, a lot of social, cultural, gender
Yes.
assumptions as to why. Ultimately, that led me to a place where I didn't recognise who I was when I looked in the mirror, and I didn't want to look in the mirror. And
You lack self-worth, though.
I did, and I let other people's inability to value my presence in their life also affect me. And I think friendships and any relationship, it's receive and give, and it's energy. I don't mean monetary things. So the way I now see it is I'm very clear in who I am and what I represent. I also know what I bring to the table, whether it's a friendship, whether it's family. Taken years of therapy, but inward focus and effort. And I think what that helps me now do is, we talk about life cleanses and life audits, but I take them very seriously. And so what I believe is everyone is energy. Every situation is energy. Now, if I have people that are depleting my energy because they're negative or they're toxic or they want to be, negative towards what the choices and the actions I'm making in my life. If you're coming from a position of care and love and you want to show me the mirror, that's totally fine. But if you want to criticize, there's layers of envy, there's layers of greed, there's layers of, well, why has she got it? Why have I not? That doesn't work for me, because you're not really a friend, you're not an ally. You're someone that just hasn't figured out what you're doing in your own life, and you're just an energy vampire. So if you're depleting my energy and you're an energy vampire, I'm going to start disassociating subconsciously and consciously. If you are someone that is on the same wavelength and you may be going through 100 things in your life, but generally you know what you stand for, you're honorable towards your value system, which is, underpinned by integrity, grace and dignity and maturity. Because we're not at that age and stage in life where we should be arguing with each other or, being
Not
childish
teenagers
and giving each other silent treatment. That doesn't work.
That's rubbish.
If you have the maturity to have adult conversations and resolve things because you care about the relationship, I will respect and value that. And that charges my energy, because I grow as a person, you grow as a person, and our relationship grows. So for me, it's energy distraction or energy addition. Distraction or depletion, I will phase away from. Anything that's neutral or positive, I will invest energy in. And I think that for me defines, how you figure out what those true long-term friendships are, because it's got to be mutual effort.
And I will say, to conclude, it's so important. But first, you have to.
Because I was going to say the same thing.
See, but
There we go.
To
Telepathy.
conclude, basically, it's you have to love who you see in the mirror.
Yes.
And you have to understand and know who the fuck you are.
Well, becoming her is easier with
Unapologetically.
becoming her, though, is still always going to be easier with the right girlfriends. Behind.
Yes.
But with also therapy if you need to get therapy.
No, well,
Because
just need girlfriends and
honestly-
a glass of wine.
Well,
Okay, we're gonna wrap
tune
up.
in
Wrap it.
for
So
the
until
next
next
one.
episode.
Yes, see you
See you soon, guys.
See you soon. Bye.